The GPS died 3 miles from her house. No signal either, just static hissing from my phone. I almost turned back, but Clara's profile photo flickered in my mind. That sunflower dress, the dimpled smile. You're just nervous, I told myself. First dates always felt like walking a tightrope. Her farmhouse loomed at the end of a gravel road, windows glowing like amber eyes. Clara answered the door barefoot, curls framing her face. You made it. Her laugh was honey, warm and disarming. But her grip lingered too long when she pulled me inside. Dinner was candlelit, organic, homemade bread, wine. She quiche herself. She asked questions. Too many. Where did I work? Did I live alone? Her fingers tapped the tablecloth in a rhythm that matched the grandfather clock ticking in the hall. Then the power cut. Darkness swallowed us. Clara didn't move. Happens all the time out here, she said. Wait here. Her footsteps faded upstairs. The clock kept ticking slower. A draft slithered through the room, carrying the smell of wet earth. My phone flashlight revealed scratches on the floor. Deep grooves, like something heavy had been dragged toward the basement. I shouldn't have looked. The door creaked open, revealing a staircase swallowed by shadows. Cold air rose, sour with rot. The beam of my phone trembled over the steps, then caught something, a hairpin red like the one Clara wore. Footsteps echoed above hers. But the basement something glinted. Dozens of Polaroids pinned to a string. Women, all smiling in sunflower prints, all strangers, except the last one. Taken from my Instagram 3 days ago. Caption: you see you soon. The floorboards groaned overhead. Clara's voice floated down, sweet as poison. You're not leaving already, are you? I ran through the kitchen out the back door. Brambles tore my sleeves. The woods were a black mouth, but her laughter chased me closer, closer, until headlights blinded me. I waved my arms, sobbing. The driver called the police. They found nothing. No photos, no Clara. The farmhouse, empty for years, they said. But last night my doorbell rang. A package sat on the step, a loaf of bread, still warm, and a Polaroid of the truck driver smiling in a sunflower shirt. See you soon, the note read. I checked the lock 7 times now. 8, 9. Tick, tick. The cabin's porch light flickered as I pulled into the gravel driveway, the crunch of tires too loud in the mountain silence. Ethan's Tinder profile had said he loved hiking, craft beer, and spontaneous adventures. His messages were witty, his photos all sunlit smiles against pine trees. But the real Ethan stood shadowed in the doorway now, his face half lit by the glow of his phone. You made it, he said, no hug. Just a slow smile that didn't reach his eyes. Inside, the cabin smelled like cedar and something sharper. Bleach, maybe. He'd made dinner steak seared rare, red as the wine he poured without asking. I read your blog, he said, cutting into his meat. The one about your fear of enclosed spaces. Funny, right? How people just share things online. The forked tines scraped the plate. My phone buzzed, a notification from an unknown number. Turn around. I laughed too high, too loud. Wrong number, I said, but my thumb trembled, sliding it into my pocket. Ethan watched me chew. You're braver than I expected, he murmured. Driving all the way out here alone. The woods outside were a black fist around the cabin. No service, he'd warned me earlier. But then who texted me? He excused himself to the bathroom. The door clicked locked. My phone buzzed again. Checked the closet. The wine soured in my throat. I shouldn't. But the knob turned silently, and there, behind a frayed flannel, hung a map, pinned cities, photos. A sticky note with my name, my address, a date circled 2 weeks ago. First contact. Footsteps creaked behind me. Curiosity's a killer. Ethan sighed, not smiling anymore. His hand closed around a fireplace poker, casual, like he'd done this before. I ran, not toward the road but into the trees, branches whipping my face, his laughter chasing me. You're part of the game now, he called. My phone lit up with dozens of texts from unknown numbers. Left. Duck. They're above you. Shadows moved in the pines, not just Ethan. Figures in black, their faces blurred by the dark. I stumbled into a ditch, thorns tearing my dress, as headlights sliced the road above. A truck, I screamed, waving arms. The driver slowed, an older woman, kind eyes. There's a man, I gasped. She nodded. Get in. As we pulled away, I told her about Ethan, the map, the voices in the woods. She patted my knee. You're safe now, she said, but her review mirror gleamed with a tiny decal, the same symbol I'd seen on Ethan's fridge. A stick figure running a crown of bones. I jumped out at a gas station, hitchhiked to a town with a bus station, changed my name online, moved cities. But tonight, as I lock my apartment door, my phone buzzes. Unknown number, a photo of me buying groceries yesterday, and beneath it, ready for round 2. Outside my window, a black van idles. The engine doesn't stop. The air smelled like rain and regret as I climbed the stairs to Jamie's apartment. Our Tinder banter had been electric. Sarcastic memes, shared obsessions with true crime podcasts. But the moment I stepped in the dim hallway, my phone died, and the neighbor across the hall froze mid-step, her grocery bags trembling as she stared at me. "You shouldn't be here," she whispered before vanishing behind her door. Jamie answered with a grin too wide for his face, his eyes darting past me into the hall. "You made it." The apartment was all sharp edges and sterile whites, like a showroom. No photos, no clutter, just a single sketchbook on the coffee table. He'd mentioned he was an artist, but the pages weren't filled with charcoal landscapes. They were Eve May, dozens of rushed sketches, me laughing at a cafe we'd never visited, me scrolling through my phone in my pajamas, dates scribbled beneath each last Tuesday, 3 weeks ago. "Found my muse," he said, leaning in the doorway. His voice was honey, but his knuckles whitened around a steak knife he'd used to slice the wine cork. I laughed too loud, blaming the chill in my veins on the storm. The windows rattled. His Bluetooth speaker played a playlist I'd Shazammed once in my car. When I excused myself to the bathroom, the door wouldn't fully close. Something wedged beneath it, a hairpin glinting silver neon. The one I'd lost months ago. My reflection paled in the mirror as the sink faucet hissed, masking the creak of the bathroom vent above me shifting open. A faint red light blinked in the darkness beyond the grate. The steak knife was on the kitchen counter when I returned. Jamie's smile stretched. "You're quieter than I expected," he said, tilting his head. "In your videos, you're always laughing." The sketchbook trembled in my hands of videos. He stepped closer, his cologne reeking of bleach. "You really should have read the app's privacy policy." The bedroom door behind him was ajar. Not a bedroom, a storage room. Walls pinned with printed screenshots, my Instagram stories, zoomed in selfies. A desk cluttered with hard drives labeled in neat script. A bathroom vent. Bedroom cam 3. Priya's car. I dropped the wine glass. It shattered between us like a starting pistol. He lunged. I swung the sketchbook at his temple, bolting past him as he snarled, not at me but the ceiling. "She's heading for the fire escape." Hands scraped raw on the rusted ladder. I didn't breathe until I crashed into a gas station bathroom, dialing 911 with shaking fingers. The cops found nothing. No sketches. No hard drives. Just an empty apartment, the landlord insisting it'd been vacant for months. They called it a panic attack, a bad date. But tonight, as I type this, my phone buzzes. A new match on Tinder. His profile is blank except for one message.